Hey guys, Aaron here again. We got the 2026 Chevy Silverado 1500 LT that I just purchased, and today we're gonna put a tonneau cover on it. All right guys, this is me from the future. Just got done installing it. All it takes is a 1/2-inch socket and a 9/16. The only tools required, and this is what you're gonna get. I think it looks great. I think if you watch this video all the way through, it's going to take you an hour at the most to do this for the very first time, maybe more like 30 minutes. Now, I did some research on which one I wanted to get. These things pop up nonstop in my Facebook feed now because I started searching them. They have a lot of different options for you. They have the tri-fold where it folds a third of the way and a third of the way, and then it can fold up, and it was going to cover the back window if you use that one. They have the ones that roll up and are actually hard. They have metal in them. They're good for thievery and they look really cool, and I would have gotten that one if they weren't so freaking expensive probably. And then they have, I don't know, several specialty ones. The one that I'm gonna get is Gator brand, not just because I went to the University of Florida, go Gators, but because it is the one that I used on my Ford F-350. It is a soft roll-up one that rolls up, and you'll see it stores conveniently over here. It's like one of the cheapest options, but all I really want it for is to keep water out of here if I am carrying anything. I don't ever store tools and stuff, so I don't need the protection. I know that people can cut it and get into it and steal stuff if they want to, but I don't ever leave anything valuable back here, so that was not a consideration for me. So well, let me show you what it is. I just got this thing on Amazon, so I will put a link to it for you. It just comes in a big long box. All right, here are the contents of said box. We got some parts and instructions here. All right, step one is locating and writing down the serial number. So in my box, that is right under here. We got it in case I need it. For step two, we're gonna pull out the rails. There's one for the driver's side and one for the passenger side. Just gonna come over to my truck and lay the rails in here. I'm gonna assume that the little ratchety releasey thing is gonna go towards the back of the truck, and that the weather seal strip here is gonna go up against my rail here. So that would make this one the driver's side one, and therefore that would make this one the passenger side. So step two is to peel off the little foam things and stick them on the ends of these rails. Foam things are located in this package here. So there are 4 of them, and one goes here, one goes down there, and then 2 on that rail. All right, we'll peel off the backing for the stickiness, and then you just match the shape of the rail and we press it on. Now from inside the truck bed with the tailgate closed, we're gonna adjust the vertical height of this rail by placing it up against the bed rail. We wanna move it all the way back so that this foam compresses a little bit with the tailgate to make sure that it's gonna be nice and watertight. And then we are going to adjust the vertical height by making sure that the weather stripping here is touching our bed rail, and that the bottom of the right side of it is flush with the truck bed rail. So you can see that I have the foam just a little bit compressed against the truck bed. And we have the height of this uniform all the way down to the other side. So that's step 3. And then step 4, we're gonna take one of those clamps and put one in the middle to hold this thing in place. So it would be easier to have an extra person here helping you hold the rail while you do this, but I just did it by myself really quickly. So this is what the clamp is gonna look like. That side of the clamp is just gonna go on the underside of the rail. This one I have in the bottom 3 grooves, and I had to loosen this up so that the nut was flush with the end of the tip of the bolt here to get it to fit over there, and then you just start hand tightening it. I just use this 1/2-inch socket and ratchet to tighten it down a little bit So that one actually is holding the whole thing in place right now. So if it moved on you, you can adjust it up and down here as necessary. So again, just starting in the middle, and then we're going to put one more on each side, and it said to keep it about 8 inches away from the end of the bed. And not the 8 inches I tell my wife, but the actual 8 inches over here somewhere. So now that I have 2 hands free, you can see I had to loosen it up like this to get it on. And once you're happy with the placement of it, you can just tighten these all the way up. Oh yeah. All right, step 5 here is just talking about optimal position, and it shows you a good detailed close-up of how the clamp and truck bed cap should be lined up for the rail. For step 6, we have to install the tension blocks. Tension blocks are also in this bag. These have labels on them. 2 and 3 go to the bottom. 4 goes to the cab of the truck. So you can see, you just drop it right into this little pre-cut out slot like that. Step 7 is about securing these. You use this little supplied pin and you go into hole number 2. So there is our hole number 2. You just stick the little pin in and snap it into place. All right, it just makes a nice little snap. And if you have to adjust it later, you adjust it, the tension, with this little block. So driver's side rail fully installed. Just gonna repeat the exact same steps for the passenger side. All right, that side literally took, I don't know, 2 minutes maybe. Super fast once you know what to do. For me, I'm thinking about installing those Juggernaut ratchet straps that you permanently install. So I'm trying to leave a little bit more space than I would otherwise. I'd probably bring it all the way over to here. If you guys have those installed and have any feedback, let me know. Stay tuned, I might have a video on that later, which reminds me, go ahead and like this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel while we're at it. So let's finish this install up. All right, now we're gonna do the cover assembly, and steps 8, 9, and 10 are all just to get this bolt in here. So you remove the cap, you install the bolt, you put the cap back on. Okay, we got our bolt, we got our cover here. On the end is this little plastic piece, and this bolt sits in this track right here. So all you do is you pull that out. You don't even have to take it out all the way. Drop the bolt in there, push it back in. Now your bolt is captured in there. And then quickly, same thing for the other side. Open it up enough to drop your bolt in there, close it back up. All right, step 11 is we are just going to put the cover on top of the rails towards the window of the truck. And then step 12, you're going to put the washer on the bottom and the nut on it. But you can see that the bolts that we just put on go through the little slot in the back of the rails. All right, so your serial number and your straps should be coming from the front here and in the back. Just trying to show you before I put it up there. You can feel the rubber weather seal piece is in the back because it's gonna sit over here on the bulkhead to keep the water out. So I'm just gonna lift it up and just carry it back all the way to the back of the truck like this. And then those bolts we put in, we have to look down here. Oh, that one just fell right in the hole. That's a good sign. And then our other bolt is here, so we can slide it over. Yeah. Just lift the cover up out of the way so it goes on top of this thing. And we're gonna place that bolt right in there. Okay, so with those bolts in place, we have our little rubber or plastic washer and our nut. So I'm just gonna stick the washer up there and with one hand, start our nut down here. Yeah, okay, that's good enough for right now. And then repeat on the other side. All right, I just wanna make sure that this is not stuck up in there. Pull that out. And then we can put our other washer and nut on. All right, and then we're just gonna make sure everything looks good. All right, so you can see this is our tensioner block, and the way it works is we're gonna have this all the way up against it. So this is what helps hold the tension of the rear of this. Now we're gonna use a 9/16 inch socket and tighten that all the way up. It says do not over tighten it, just get it tight enough where that's not gonna move. We got Shop Dog up in the truck bed, helping out for the first time. All right, so we got our 9/16, and that's what we need to tighten these bolts down. All right, once they are tightened, once you roll it up, this is how you lock it into place. You move this out of the way, and you can see the little plastic tab right there. You just hook this into it. It's one on each side. That's how you keep it open. And now we can roll it out. And you can see the edge of this fits under that little hook right there. And the same on this side. This gets hooked under there, and that's what gives it its tension. So you just push it down in the middle, and it will lock and snap into place. And this is what it looks like the very first time I rolled it out. Now you can just kind of grab it and tug it towards you a little bit, and then get it tight, pull it tight, and then just use the palm of your hand, run down the side, and the little Velcro will be attached. And then walk over to the other side, grab, just pull it in a couple places, and run my hand down it, pull it here, and there we go. Our Gator is attached, nice and secure. Looks great, everything is tight, and this little weather seal should line up nicely when you close the truck bed. And all weatherproof, weather tight, looks good and beautiful. So yep, I'm excited, looks great, and it should be really easy to undo as well. So I'm just gonna open my tailgate, and to loosen it, from what I recall from my last one, you just grab that, pull it, pops that open, and then you just roll it back up all the way to the front, attach it, and you're good to go.